What's going on, guys? Nick here. So this is going to be another Sunday market review, and we're going to go over how these pairs played out this past week. All right, so we're going to cover these six: DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, Gold. And I gave you guys two scenarios, and we broke this down on the Sunday Market Blitz, what the potential was for these pairs this week. So let's get into that. Starting off with DXY. Okay, so again, we do a webinar every Sunday, 8 to 9, where we cover I'll cover 6+ pairs. Angela will cover 6+ pairs and give you guys pretty much our analysis and expectations for the week ahead. So these are great tools you guys can use alongside your own analysis, or you can use this to just help spot trends, trades, and just intra-week movement. So overall, we were very bullish here on DXY. We were up near resistance. The likelihood of this continuing with the bullish trend was very high. So we were expecting a break above 94.5, previous resistance. Wanted to see a higher low above, and then we were comfortably continuing with a bullish dollar. Okay, so if the opposite happened, we broke below 94.25, saw a lower high below. This would be a lower time frame transition, and it'd be likely that price action would fall towards support at 93.8. So let's see how this played out. Okay, obviously very bullish. We didn't get the pullback yet, but this was the initial break that we were kind of highlighting here. So this is nice to see. Definitely bullish. Huge rally. It definitely cleared 94.5. Now we're waiting for a pullback and a continuation. So still waiting for that higher low above 94.5. But either way, the direction was pretty right. Okay, so that's DXY. Let's move over to AU, see what was going on with this pair. We were very bearish. We had seen a lot of bearish volume step into the market. Price action fell right to 0.74. So at this point, when we came to this chart, we were analyzing. We know that we need to see a certain reaction around this level, 0.74, either a break above with a higher low or a continuation lower, ideally a lower high below 0.74 that we could then enter short on. So let's see. Clearly was very bearish, very likely that it was going to continue, and it did. And we pulled back a little bit, got a lower high around this level, pushed lower. There are some entries on here, but also there is a more comfortable entry here on this long wick. Nice evening star, good conviction there to the downside. And yeah, played out pretty well. Okay, so this week we're going to have another similar scenario, looking for lower highs. How's it going to react around 0.74, 0.73, and then, what is the opposite trade scenario? What do we need to see for both options to play out? All right, so that's AU, pretty good, played out well. Let's check out AJ. This one's going to be very similar to AU, usually is. Very bearish, good bearish momentum here. There was an early transition right around 85 resistance level. Okay, so with that information, it's very likely that we're going to continue lower. So we had a few, excuse me, we had a few short scenarios. Either it was going to pull back, give us a lower high to test structure, or it was just going to keep dropping and then react this weekly. All right, if it were to go bullish, we need to see a break back above 85 with a higher low above. So let's see how this played out. Okay, it did exactly what we thought it was going to do. It kept falling, didn't pull back, didn't give us a lower high retesting structure. That did not happen. Price action fell right to 83.25 and then continued to consolidate. All right, so this is going to be pretty simple going into next week. We'll do that analysis later today, and we'll show you guys the potential for this one. But either way, sentiment was right. It played out pretty much to our specs here. But yeah, that's AJ. Let's move over to UJ. All right, so this one was in a pretty large range. We just zoom out a little bit here. I'll show you guys this a little more clearly. So we were very bullish for a while, rallying pretty hard, and then we got this range, right? Pretty high volume range, resistance being at 114.2 area, support being at 113.4 area. And we've just seen price action bounce between these two levels consistently. So when we saw price action dip to the downside here, we got excited because it looked like this was going to be a real break of the range. Finally, we were going to catch a short opportunity to the downside. Okay, so for this, we were a few confirmations away when we were analyzing this. I wanted to see this push a little bit lower, maybe pull back, give us a really concrete lower high, and then some bearish setups to short on. Okay, if this does pull back into the range, if it gives us a higher low above 113.45, or just pushes up high enough, obviously price action is still ranging, then our eyes are on resistance, and we're going to wait for price action to play out and show us something. So let's see how this one played out last week. All right, so this one dipped below tapped the monthly at 113. It came right back into the range. And then you could see this resistance level up here at near 114.20 is still holding, right? Still respecting this level. So now effectively we're back in the range. If anything, this was a very short-term sell opportunity here down towards the monthly. If you didn't catch it, don't worry. This is more or less showing us that this move here was a fake out on a higher time frame. So this week will be a similar scenario, waiting for the range to continue to develop, or we'll look for the break. So that's UJ. Man, my allergies just started killing me halfway through this call. It's crazy. Oh, all right. EJ's next, guys. Overall, we were very bearish. We did see this kind of expanding pattern after we saw this little transition of the weekly here. Okay, price action dropped lower, gave us a lower high, and then the volume started increasing. But one thing was consistent, 132.75 weekly resistance was holding. Okay, we respected that level multiple times. And then finally, we broke lower, right? We broke below 131.3. Looked like price action was going to keep dropping. There was good momentum here. So this was the most likely scenario, is that we'll tap 130 support. Okay, if price action pulls back above 131.3, look for a higher low, and then we'll target back towards the weekly. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Let's see how we did. Okay, exactly as we thought, right? Right with the bias. Not the cleanest price action, not even like great structure, but overall it was following what the most likely trade path was for it. Okay, and that was just a continuation of this break, continuation of a bearish trend into a major support level. So we're almost at 130 now, 130 support. So we'll give you guys some new analysis tonight on this, and we'll come up with 2 new scenarios, and it should look pretty good. But yeah, pretty good here on EJ. The bias was correct. Let's wrap this up with gold. This will be the last pair that I'm covering with you guys. And this one is also super interesting because we were just below 1800 resistance, huge level, massive rejection all in here. And pretty much if you're looking at the daily time frame, I say this every weekend, if we're below the 1800 level, we're pretty much bearish on the daily. Okay, while we're between 1800 and 1825, we're pretty much ranging. If we get above 1825, we're looking more bullish. Okay, I pretty much say that every weekend. So this was kind of alarming to see. Price action broke back in above 1800, looking like we're in a major ranging area now. Price action could bounce between 1825 again and 1800 for a little while. Okay, but you know the real question here is how strong is this rally? Is this just an attempt to get back into the range? Is this really the first move to change the overall trend? We don't know. We need more information. So that's why last week, the most likely scenario for us was just to find some resistance around 1825, see what price action does, and then take it from there. So let's see how we did. Okay, the bias was, we were overall bullish. However, we didn't get the reaction we were expecting here at 1825. Instead, price action blew right through that level and shot straight towards or near our 1875 resistance level, closer to 1870 right now. But yeah, this is very interesting because this is now showing us this is a higher time frame move, very strong rally. And now we're going to need to see either a massive pullback for structure, or are we going to break 1875? So there'll be a lot more to say on this later today. Overall though, this was a neutral idea. It didn't really play out for this short idea. So we'll see how gold does. But yeah, crazy movement. All right, so overall, not too bad this past week. The bias was overall pretty right. However, there was a crap load of movement, ton of volume, so it made some entries kind of difficult to get into. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Catch us tonight on the Sunday Market Blitz, and we'll cover all of these plus more, fresh analysis, and we'll see what this week has for us. So thanks, guys. Peace.